Good morning everyone. Today's class is all about geometry, that is shapes in geometry. We all know many shapes such as circle, triangle, square, rectangle, cube, cuboid, cylinder, cone, etc, etc, etc. There are many shapes. In this class we are going to see about the four basic shapes in the geometry. They are square, rectangle, triangle, circle. In this video, we are going to learn how to do these 2D shapes through paper, and we are going to learn about these 2D shapes. Let's go into the video. On the first place, we are going to see about the square. This is the shape of a square as we constructed in the newspaper. Square has four sides. These are the sides of a square. Square has four sides. These are the corners of the square. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Square has four corners. The shape which can be separated into two. That is, these both parts are called the diagonals. Square has 1 and 2 diagonals. Square has all the sides equal. So these sides of the square, that is the four sides of the square are equal. We constructed the rectangle, and this is the shape of a rectangle. There are four sides in rectangle also. There are four corners. 1, 2, 3 and 4 corners. Rectangle can also be separated into two, and this is called the diagonals 1 and 2. In rectangle, the two opposite sides are only equal. That is, these two sides are equal and these two sides are equal. This part of the rectangle and this part of the rectangle is equal, and this part of the rectangle and this part of the rectangle is equal. That is, the opposite sides of the rectangle are equal. As we saw in square, square has four sides equal, but in rectangle these both sides are equal. And the third shape we are going to see is the triangle. Triangle is drawn like this. Triangle has three sides, 1, 2 and 3 sides. The corners of the triangle are 1, 2 and 3. Triangle cannot be cut into parts, and so the triangle has no diagonals, 0 diagonals. There are three types of triangle, that is isosceles triangle, equilateral triangle and scalene triangle. Isosceles triangle is nothing but this shape is called the isosceles triangle. That is, this triangle is called the isosceles triangle. Equilateral triangle is this triangle we draw regularly. And the scalene triangle is nothing but this triangle is known as the scalene triangle. So this is called the scalene triangle. In higher classes, while we go to higher classes, we'll see about all these triangles in detail. The last shape we are going to see today is the circle. Circle is drawn like this. Circle has no sides. Circle is a closed curve, that is, it is closed. It is round in shape, so it has no sides. Circle has no corners. We saw in square and rectangle it has corners, that is edges. Rectangle also has corners, but in circle there are no corners, so there are no corners, and there are also no diagonals in circle. Okay children, circle as only a center point. Through this center point, circle can be drawn or cut into pieces. So we are going to revise what we have learnt in this class, that is the shapes. First we learnt about the square. The square has four sides, four corners or edges, and it can be separated into two diagonals. And next we learnt about the rectangle. Rectangle also has four sides, it has four corners, and it can also be separated into two diagonals. The four sides of the square are equal. The opposite sides of the rectangle are equal, and these two opposite sides of the rectangle are equal. And next we learnt about the triangle. The triangle has three sides, three corners. This triangle cannot be separated into diagonals. And we also learnt about the types of triangle. They are isosceles triangle, equilateral triangle, and the scalene triangle. And at last we learnt about the circle. The circle is considered to be a closed curve. It has a center point, it has no sides, it has no corners, and it has no diagonals. So the circle only has a center point. Okay guys, I hope this video would have been helpful for you, and I'm waiting for your reply. That is, I want you people to construct 2D shapes, that is like this, like I constructed, and you must write these things, and you must memorize these things and send it to your principal. Thank you.